I want to welcome you. If this is the first time that you are joining us in this channel, please make sure that you let someone hear about this program as well because it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be an educative program because what you don't know, you don't know. So ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì yìí. Ẹ má bínú lónìí, ó ṣeé ṣe kó jẹ́ pé a máa lo èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì tá a máa lo ti Yorùbá papọ̀ mọ́ra wọn. Ìdí ni wípé a gbúdọ̀ jẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ wa àtàwọn ìyá wa tí wọ́n ti dàgbà kí wọ́n mọ kúnkúndùn. Àwọn kan béèrè lọ́wọ́ mi pé bàbá àròpọ̀re ṣé kìí ṣe pé idà rẹ lójú méjì. Mo ní ẹ̀yin ẹ̀ ń bá béèrè ọ̀rọ̀ ó fẹ́ díẹ̀ gbọ́. Ìdí ẹ̀ náà ni wípé lónìí ẹ láǹfààní láti pè wọlé láti béèrè ohun tí ó bá ń ru yín lójú lórí ohunkóhun tí a bá ń sọ lónìí. Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti wọlé, mo kí yín, ẹ̀ ní wọlé lé ikú àti àrùn lọ́wọ́. Ọdẹọdúnbí orúkọ tèmi ni Ẹ̀rígbèmí. Bàbá ayé gbogbo ayé ló mọ̀ mí sí àròpọ̀re. Èmi ká mọ̀ wípé àyọ kúrò ibi lágbára lọ́wọ́ Olódùmarè. Èmi nìkan kọ́ ni mo wá síbí lónìí o. I'm here with Dr. Akin Fapounda. He will tell us exactly whom he is, what gave him passion to do this. Because recently, we see a document that been flying around all over social media. Our youth, elite, kings, and everybody have been talking about this document, proposed bill for regional government. And when I sat down, I studied the document by myself. Please, if you are yet to read that document, you will be asking questions like a novice. But if you take your time and read it, then you'll be able to know how to come up with any question that you have to ask about this document. For me, I read the document and I have my own question, and that is why I reached out. I said, "Sir, I have a lot of questions for this document, and moreover, a lot of my followers want to hear from you all as well." So I know ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nínú wa sì wà níbi iṣẹ́ lónìí, but láì dènà pẹ̀nu, I want to introduce to you Dr. Akin Fapounda. Please, when you join in this program, make sure that you like it, you share it because of the enemy of progress, so that we'll be able to know that we are ahead of evil plans of the evil. Dr. Akin.
Good morning, good afternoon, and it's evening here in Abuja in Nigeria. I greet everyone.
Ẹ kú dédé wòyí ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa. Ẹ ṣé o, àjíǹde ara máa jẹ́ yín.
Dr. Akin Fapounda, my first question to you is this. This document that is checking the Nigeria system right now. What motivates you to come up with this document? And it's a lot of people are thinking that in their brain, like maybe he's working for somebody under the G. And as well, I want to ask this question, sir, because you are one of the member of Afenifere cultural, isn't it cultural political group or something like that? So, is this document has something to do with Afenifere? That's the two questions I want you to answer us. Thank you.
Well, it is true that I've been director of research at an organization for almost 4 years now. But I have very many affiliations with other bodies in Nigeria. There's a body called Voice of Reason. It's a Yoruba-based organization with about 100 members, most of us in the range of 50, 60, and 70 and above. I also belong to another body, nationwide, Eminent Elders Forum, former governors, former ministers, former directors in federal government were in that body too. But I chose to act alone on this matter because if I pass through any of those bodies, I'll be constrained to follow what they were telling me. I do not want to subject my own thoughts and attitude to any organization. I don't know whether Afenifere people will agree, but in fact, they support the idea. But I chose just to act in my own personal name. And it's nothing, I've been on this for since 2017. It's not a fluke. I'm not just coming from nowhere. And since 2017, I've drafted, I just knew 1999 constitution is invalid, it's not useful. How do we remove it? How do we overthrow it? We have to provide an alternative. And the Nigeria environment, especially the last head of state, Buhari said he doesn't know what restructuring means. What does it mean? That it doesn't mean anything. And so when I just realized, let me define restructuring the way it's supposed to be. So I came up with that document, 18 pages, that states, okay, this is restructuring. This is a new way to run Nigeria, where the federal government will be very slim, regions will be empowered to act in their own self-interest. And I also believe all along that it's the crude oil that is binding us together. Supposing we forget about the crude oil in Western region, then we don't need Nigeria. We'll be just ordinary neighbors. And if you are neighbors, you are free to do what you like in your own house. So the idea just came in, and I have many versions of such document in my computer in the last 4 or 5 years. It's not new at all. So I just produced that document to test the waters. And when I saw that people saw, this looks reasonable. And it's very important because I've been on TV. Even today, Arise News came to record in my house to talk to me live on their television. So I've been on. But after the document, I now packaged a better one, 53 pages. I sent it officially to President Tinubu for him to act upon it. So that's where we are. It's a private, I don't meet Tinubu. I don't even agree with him anyway, but he's still there now, whether we like it or not. Only a foolish person says he doesn't recognize who is on the throne in Nigeria today. He's on the throne. So we have to deal with him. But I don't, and I've attacked him severally. Even today, I spoke against his conduct on television today. Today, if it comes, I will talk about it.
Mo wà nínú stúdíò nísìnyí, mo wà níbí nítorí ọmọ Yorùbá tí mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ nìyẹn. Torí àwọn kan sọ pé bàbá àròpọ̀ ire ṣé ìdá olójú méjì ẹ̀yin tí ò bá yéèyàn ẹ̀ béèrè. Èmi wà níbí fún ọmọ Yorùbá. N tí mo sì gbàgbọ́ nínú ẹ̀ púpọ̀ púpọ̀ ni wípé kọ́lọ́mú dọ́mú ìyá ẹ̀ gbé. Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí mo rí àwọn bàbá wa yìí tó jẹ́ wípé àwọn gan ti ń bẹ nínú afẹ́fẹ́ ló jẹ́ kí n béèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn pé Afẹ́nifẹ́re lẹ́yìn, Afẹ́nifẹ́re kíní làwọn gbàgbọ́ nínú kíní tá à ń pè ní restructuring. So I want to ask this question, sir. What is the meaning, what is the difference between restructuring and regional government? Because it's kind of, some people were saying, don't, they're working for Afenifere. No, it's a lie. It's ọgbọ́n kíní kan kìnìún ní ẹni sùúrù. téèyàn bá ń fapá jánu tó ń fẹsẹ̀ janlẹ̀, you need to ask question. That is why I'm here to ask that question, sir. So what is the difference? Kí ni ìyàtọ̀ tó wà láàárín region yìí àti autonomy pé kọ́lọ́múdọ́mù yẹ gbé no afẹ́ni ẹni èyí tó yàtọ̀ wá tó wà nínú region tá à ń tẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ àti eléyìí tí Afẹ́nifẹ́re ti ń sọ tí ń ṣe ní tí ń ṣàna tí wọ́n ń pè ní restructuring, ìyàtọ̀ wo ló wà bẹ́ẹ̀ sà? Thank you.
The line broke. I just heard the last part. I didn't hear the full question. It was
Okay.
sound off
Yeah,
until about a minute
it
ago.
is the I can understand that it is the network here. My network and Baba Ayologe network is kind of a little bit stronger. I know that. What I'm asking is that the difference between regional government and the uh
Restructuring.
the structuring, the difference between them.
There's no
Because
difference now. There's
sir,
no
because
difference. That,
some people believe purposely because you were being in Afenifere, you were working for Afenifere. That is what they believe.
because I work for Venezuela at my age doesn't mean I don't have a command of concepts. What is
Okay.
structuring? You restructuring means if yeah, the house I'm living in now, I can restructure it.
Mm.
It's 5 bedroom. If I say, oh, I don't need 5 bedroom anymore, I want to make it into 2 flats, I can restructure into two separate flats to suit my purpose. I can decide to do the 2 flats. Each one will have its own separate entrance from the other. It's
Okay.
possible. Structuring is a physical, it's a, you just change from one form to the other based on what suits you. For now, we are one unitary format of government, only one constitution that operates and binds everybody from Sokoto to Calabar, from Badagry to Maiduguri. Okay, that's the structure we have now. So supposing we now say, let us have different modules. Everybody will have his own protocols of living, and you stay within your own territory and do what you like. That's restructuring. Okay, talking classically, we can move from restructuring unity government we have now to a federal system properly. We can move to a confederation. It's another stage. Before you can now go to, oh, let us have our own passport, our own anthem and everything. It's a gradation. I don't understand why people talk about these compartments. The federalism in Canada differ from the one in India, differ from the one in UK. In UK, you have, when they are World Cup now, Wales is separate, Scotland is separate, UK, Britain is separate. So we can restructure the way United Kingdom is now, where Wales have their own parliament, Scotland have their own parliament, and they are still having the same common currency. Different forms, but overall, we have to negotiate with our neighbors. We cannot take unilateral action. If you take unilateral action now, we are open to being fought physically.
Hmm.
Igbos took unilateral action in 1967 and they didn't consult. Awolowo went there, Choyinka went there, Sam Aluko went there to talk to them. Let us do this thing gradually. They refused. At that
Hmm.
time, at that time, Yorubas had no soldiers in Western region. So how can we declare war along with Igbos when we don't have soldiers in our own territory? So I don't understand people who are educated like all of us that they cannot understand that you change from one form to the other. Restructuring can produce a reduced federal government. It can produce a confederal government. It can produce separate nations, but we have to negotiate and agree on format of relationships. I don't know whether I've make it clear enough.
A lot of people will be waiting for me to release the line. But there is a question here, sir, before I come to Baba Yiloge, because the question I want to ask Baba Yiloge is concerning there is this question that is voice of one as God voice of one. He says, ó ń béèrè question yẹn ní ọwọ́ yín torí àwọn concern tí n bá ti ń worú àwọn èèyàn báyìí mo ti mọ̀ pé àwọn concern Nigeria ni. Ó ní please can you help ask if the regional government is brought back, how do you prevent an overthrow of the regional government as was done to the Western region in 1965?
Sir, before you answer that question, this person who asked the question, was he alive in 1964? Was he alive?
Okay.
Did he, did he present somebody throwing chairs in the House of Assembly in the Parliament? There was a contention between Akintola and Adegbenro. There's a motion, there was a signature saying that Akintola should be removed as premier. The governor of Western Region then approved the resolution because 82 members voted to remove Akintola
Okay.
from the Parliament of Western Region. When they came to the venue of the something now, one person just threw chair and caused commotion in the Parliament, and everybody scattered. So they give pretense to the police or federal police to come and say we want to maintain law and order. Who can stop that? Nobody can stop it. We have been saying now that àwọn tó wà ní ìsàlẹ̀ kan ní wọn ṣara Yorùbá pé ọ̀tọ̀ náà fẹ́ ṣe. So who will stop them now? Even if you have a Yoruba nation, who will stop Isaleko from saying they are not part of Yoruba land? But we will tell them pé Isaleko was not real Lagos. Lagos got to Surulere, got to Yaba. Owó kòkó Western region náà fi develop Yaba Surulere. So who will tell them? People should have said, okay, you leave your house today now. Are you sure you live or die if you come out today, tomorrow? Because that you won't come out of your house again. Will you, because of that day, you might have accident tomorrow now, so you will not come out of your house? Is that a logical way of reasoning? The same rules, accident happened yesterday. You still must come out today to go on your own way. Anything can happen. Nobody can guarantee it. Who is God that can guarantee that nothing will happen next week, next month, next year? But sir, today we must use our brain to do what is right. We should not be imprisoned by what happened in 1962.
I'm pretty sure, Mr. Voice of One, if you I know you can hear the response. Baba Banji Agiyologe, I want to come back to you, sir. With the document that I read that the doctor provide for public consumption, and every youth they read, most of these youth wọn ò mọ̀ nípa Western region, wọn ò mọ nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀, wọn ò kò yé wọn because àwọn ọmọ tá a bí ní 80s they don't know anything about what we are saying. Now, my question now is this, sir, Baba Banji Ayiloge. You've been with the struggle for total autonomy of Yoruba. Now, this is regional government. What if they don't? Because with distribution of grant, àwọn tó ń jẹ nídìí pẹpẹ tá à ń fẹ́ kí pẹpẹ yẹn ó wó wọ́n kún bẹ̀ tẹ́yìn náà dẹ̀ mọ̀. Táwọn bá wá gba regional government tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ ńkọ́? Kí ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀?
Thank you. Tẹ́ ẹ bá sọ pé what if they don't, sometimes màá wonder yìí pé àwọn wo ni they yẹn. It can come from our own midst. Irú àwọn tẹ́ ẹ ń sọ pé ó ń sọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ń sìn is a deadly kíní àwọn kan nìyẹn. But let me walk us back a little, go back, make sense.
Okay.
1996 ni mo bẹ̀rẹ̀. I was one of those who started the Yoruba autonomy. We even have a certificate tá fi ń ṣe fundraising nígbà yẹn towards this. Yoruba autonomy means that we need to be able to control our destiny. Ipe ibi tí ìyà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń jẹ wá ni the moment we lost the ability to control our own destiny. So some people said, oh, restructuring. Yeah, like Dr. Fapounda said, restructuring was, yeah, we want to restructure. Even some people saw restructuring as returning to what used to work for us, which was the regional government and true federal system, at least a truer federal system. But gbogbo kinní wọ̀nyí, I've always argued, even within your midst, pé look, ìwọ ni restructuring o, ìwọ ni true federalism o, ìwọ ni devolution of power tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń sọ yìí, or even the Yoruba nation, they are the same degrees ló yàtọ̀. Kí ni degree tó yàtọ̀? Tó bá restructure like Dr. Fapounda has rightly said, it might be just a little bit of tinkering with the system, which may not satisfy us, may not satisfy everybody, but at least tán bá tẹ̀ ẹ́ mọ́lẹ̀, tán release ẹ tẹ́lẹ̀, there's a tendency for you to move up a little. Then true federal system tán pariwo náà tẹ́lẹ̀. Yes, if we return to the true federal system, or the kind of federal system that need before and immediately after independence, we will have, that's what we had during the regional government. We had the regional government and the regions were autonomous, at least to a large extent, of the federal government. Now, the Yoruba nation is saying, look, I believe that the Yoruba nation, those who are saying Yoruba nation, and say, well, look, nígbà wọn tẹ̀ tí ṣe tán that Buhari lòun ò gbọ́ true federal system ni. One of the things that he also said was that even the Yoruba nation, pé kò sí people of substance láàrin wọn. That was Buhari, pé not even a councillor of a ward ló join wọn. Well, so I won't even akọ lẹ́tà sí kò dáhùn. So when you have that kind of kí ló dé tí àwọn even councillor ká tó máa sọ pé senator ká tó máa sọ pé house of rep member ká tó máa sọ pé state of assembly, kí ló dé tí àwọn wà ní Yorùbá nation? Because perhaps they saw the risks and all that. Now, I want to thank Dr. Fapounda for, because nígbà tí mo ka document yẹn, mo ní this is what all of us have been saying. I sat down with, kí ló dé tí mi ò ti come up with it? This is a casual one in terms of strategies. Now, instead of just staying on a corner of the world saying Yoruba nation now, kó tó ká kú mọ́lé ẹmú $10 bí tẹ bá wà sápò síbi kan ká máa ná. No, you are now mapping out strategies because, like Dr. Fapounda said, Fapounda is in Abuja as we speak. Ẹ̀rù ò bá, kò sá lọ Kútọ́nù, kò sá lọ sí anywhere, but it has the same result of changing society without fearing for his own life. What he's saying is that, look, let's return to what has worked. And regional government, it was what was negotiated towards independence. Not only that, it was what was working for us before the crisis began in 65 and 66 and the military took over. And we are saying that it is not so much of the system, the problem, but our ethnic nationalities were competing to dominate the other. Yoruba are the only people without these, let's say, we are not an expansionist group. We don't want to dominate other. We just want to live on our own and thrive. So the others felt that they had to suppress and dominate the rest of us. That's the point. And now we are saying that, look, since it's not against the law to say we should return to what has worked for us, let's mobilize our people. People are no longer afraid. Instead of saying, mò ń bá wọn ọba kan sọ̀rọ̀, mò ń bá wọn ọba kan sọ̀rọ̀, ọba wo lẹ ti ẹ̀ bá sọ̀rọ̀, mi ò lè sọ because of security reasons. There are a lot of silly things going on in the other camp. Mo tiẹ̀ bá senator kan sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ̀ mi ò ní sọ fún yín. It will stop. We will mobilize our people towards a regional government. Not only that, tẹ bá rí gbogbo nǹkan tó ń circulate ń sìn, like I always say, ẹ mú Yorùbá kúrò ń bẹ̀, kẹ pa Yorùbá orí ẹ̀ rẹ̀, kẹ kọ Igbo sí, kẹ kọ Plateau àbí kí náà ti ń pè Middle Belt sí, kẹ kọ others. It's still relevant to them. In which case, the fire that we just ignited here will be kindled in almost 8 other areas of the country. Gbogbo wa wá máa sọ la fẹ́ dominate anybody, ẹ̀yin ẹja fúnra yín wípé things will be better for you under this system than the other. So instead kó jẹ́ àwa nìkan ló máa sọ pé kìíní o, we will have all Nigerians now coming together. Now, the resultant effect is not that okay, at any regional government. No, we will now sit down. Even the regional government, we will now sit down, but yeah, this is good, this is good. And one of the other things that will be added is a provision. Wípé ẹni tí ò bá tẹ́ lọ́rùn, ó lè opt out. Ó lè máa lọ tiẹ̀. Wọ́n ń so ẹran mẹ́ran kíkan kọ̀ọ̀kan pa. So all these provisions will be there. The society is not static. Sherry, like you rightly pointed out, many people here will document it. I sat down, I read it. It's not an invention. It's just that the region, ó kó gbogbo ẹ̀ pọ̀ ni. And you can find all of it in the same place. So ẹni tó lóun wá Yorùbá nation, if you have a region like we have ní West tẹ́lẹ̀, tí à ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tó yẹ ká ṣe, all our development, even to the extent of having Yoruba house in London, tá liaise with the government, tí federal government ò lè dá wa dúró. Kíni tó bá ní nǹkan tá a produce lọ́dọ̀ wa tá a lè ta fún Igbo, tá a lè ta fún Hausa, what's wrong with that? That's EU there for you. Tó bá dẹ̀ ní kò ṣeé ṣe, kóníkálukú máa lọ tá bá tiẹ̀ wà ní other country, ṣé à ní trade pẹ̀lú àwọn neighbors wa ni? A máa trade pẹ̀lú wọn. So all these things are not in different compartments. It's a compilation of all the things the Yorubas have been asking for, from restructuring to even Yoruba nation will be negotiated tí ò bá wá sí wọ̀. And tí ò bá wá wọ̀ yẹn, we will have been able to unite a plurality of our people under an umbrella. Kò ní rí bí bó ṣe rí ń sìn. And lastly, kí n tó fi topic yẹn lẹ̀, all the people that are representing us, they will be brought in. Àbá politician ṣe, ta ló fẹ́ ṣèlú? Yeah, if they are with us, if they are not with us, we will send some of you tó mọ̀ nǹkan tá à ń ṣe. We will make sure pé ẹ̀yin replace wọn. That is the language of politics.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
that explanation. Thank you so much, sir. And excuse me, everybody that is if you want to contribute and there is I'm not gonna allow any vowel languages. I want every one of us to be diligent. We are Yorubas, okay? And that is why, like myself, I took my time, I read the document. A lot of people, intellectual people, all the regions, the ethnic groups in the land, they read. And that is why I ask from Dr. Fapounda, like, kí ló prompt wọn láti ṣe? Ṣé Afẹ́nifẹ́re ni wọ́n jórúkọ? Wọ́n láwọn àwọn fún ara wọn làwọn jórúkọ ara wọn táwọn ń ṣe iṣẹ́ yìí. Now my next question will go to Dr. Fapounda. And I know a lot of people have been calling me. It is not yet time to call, please. Don't worry. I will open the line. Okay. So my question, the next question will go to Dr. Akin Fapounda. Doctor, a couple of weeks ago, because I followed you wherever you go, maybe IT
The count is off.
channels. Can you hear me?
I can't hear anything again.
Oh, really?
We can hear.
Immediate one.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now. I
Okay,
can hear
yeah.
you now.
Okay, thank you. So, doctor, this question is coming to you. Couple of weeks ago, because I followed whatever, if you go to channels, I will make sure if I miss it, I will go and watch it again in any international television. So I go there, I follow whatever the question is. There is a question that comes to you, and I want to ask now. Mo fẹ́ bèrè kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá gbọ́. Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu, ẹlẹ́fẹ́ lọ, ẹ máa lọ rí wọn, ẹ máa lọ kó ìwé yìí fún wọn. Ǹjẹ́ ẹ ti kó ìwé yẹn fún wọn? Ìyẹn ni ìbéèrè àkọ́kọ́. Ìbéèrè kejì ni wípé àwọn kan ń béèrè pé ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu kì í ṣẹran rírọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn náà. Ọdún mẹ́jọ, ọdún mẹ́jọ lòun náà ló ń wọnú ẹ̀. Do you think that he will listen to this kind of document like ẹ lọ jókòó jàre màá gbádùn ọdún mẹ́jọ mi tán? Do you think, and if he doesn't listen, what is the danger you foresee? Because according to you, you are like a person that see vision before something comes, and that is mi ò sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn tó ń ríran tó sọ pé ẹ̀yin ló jẹ lánàá o. I'm talking about of those who see tomorrow with their own mindset. So question yẹn ni mo fẹ́ bèèrè lọ́wọ́ yín sir.
Please, so let me educate ourselves about where we are coming from and how we got to where we are now.
Okay, good, good.
In 1962, there was an action group convention held in Jos. There was a discussion then whether action group should join federal government coalition or not. The matter was put to a vote. Majority felt Yoruba should stand alone in opposition. Action group and the members. But nínú àwọn tó sọ pé no, we must join mainstream politics. Àwọn Todd Benson, àwọn Akinloye, Adenirogun Sanya, Rotimi Williams, they said they would prefer to join federal government pẹ̀lú Akintola at that time.
Okay.
From that 1962, action group split into two. That's the beginning of the two tendencies in Yorubaland. Àwọn tó fẹ́ join mainstream Nigerian politics àtàwọn tó fẹ́ dá dúró ní Western region. Action group Awolowo pẹ̀lú members, they said, let us stay within Western region and survive on our own. But Akintola and his group, they prefer to deal with the Fulanis and the federal government. That's the beginning. And up to today, those two tendencies have remained in Yorubaland. Those who want to join federal government and those who want to stay in Western region. Now, in 1979, MPN was formed, a political party. Most people to join federal government, àwọn Akinloye, Akinjide, they joined MPN. And Awolowo group now she believe no, let's stay on our own. So there was Unity Party of Nigeria. Awolowo tried to run federal government, he didn't win. That cleavage remained. In 1999, àwọn Yorùbá kan náà joined PDP, mainstream politics.
Yes.
Àwọn Yorùbá kan ní pé no, we better stay on our own. One from Alliance for Democracy. Awolowo was still alive that time. They all Yorubas listened to Awolowo group, and all governors that won in Yorubaland were from Alliance for Democracy. PDP was routed in Yorubaland. But nígbà tó Ọbásanjọ́ dé, we now found that Tinubu formed Action Congress, still on the group to join federal government. He split from Afenifere, and Tinubu are towing the line of àwọn tó fẹ́ join federal government tó ti ṣe láti 1962. They believe they need federal might to be in power. Tinubu represents that tendency in Yorubaland. gbogbo wa la mọ̀ pé action group area ló ní Yorùbá ti ní progress and development títí di ìgbà Jákàndé 1979. It's only under Awolowo tendency that we must look inwards that we have developed. Àwọn tó fẹ́ join federal government, they have eye on the resources of federal government. So wọ́n kojú bọnú epo federal government, all the resources can be sharing. It's still there up to today. So nísìnyí, the tendency in Yorubaland tó wà on the throne now is the Akintola faction of Yoruba nation. That's just the truth. They want
Mm.
to join federal government at all costs. That's why you cannot get any governor now, any legislator to sọ pé òun fẹ́ look inward. So they all want to come to Abuja. In fact,
Mm.
that's our greatest problem. The greatest obstacle is not even the Fulani or the Igbo. It is our own Yoruba leaders who believe they must be with federal government. Àwọn gan ló dẹ̀ wà ń bẹ̀ ń sìn. To record they seize power, they now have the financial control in all the 6 states. And in the 79 time, we have people who are independent who do have money. But now everybody's so poor that you have to be bought to vote. You can't vote your conscience anymore. Poverty has become so worse. So that's where we are coming from. We don't have the Awolowo tendency now that says let us look inwards. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń jà fún nation yìí náà báyìí, they are in their own mind without saying it. They want the Awolowo era without saying
Yeah.
two certain words, where you look inwards and you manage the resources and you thrive. Now, in the last 1 month, President Tinubu have showed his hand properly. I'm in Nigeria. I said so on TV even today. I don't want to take so much time. I want people people are asking me, have I seen Tinubu? Must I see Tinubu? What does that mean? Timbali what? What will happen? Then àwọn Biafra wọn fẹ́ lọ. Look, all tribes in Nigeria ló wà l'Abuja. They are sharing oil money.
Mm.
All senators, not that Jeep in last year, nobody refused. Yoruba, Igbo, Fulani, all of them accepted the issue with 160 million each.
Mm-hmm.
Then àwọn ọba wa, they cannot listen to us the way you are all saying, because there's a provision in the Constitution of Nigeria now says all money go to local government, 5% is earmarked for all traditional rulers in all parts of Nigeria. Nígbà tá a gbọ́njú in the 60s, there were no more than 9 obas in Yoruba land. Ọlátẹ̀rọ̀ Lágbègì, Ọlọ́wọ̀ of Ọ̀wọ̀, Ọwọ́ of Iléṣà, Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀, Aláké of Ẹ̀gbáland, Àwùjalẹ̀ of Ìjẹ̀bú-Òde, Aláàfin of Ọ̀yọ́, Ṣọ̀ún Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́. Àwọn tá a mọ̀ lọ́ba ní Yorùbá land those days nìyẹn. But torí pé wọ́n ń gbowó ní local government sìn now, àwọn ọba tán ti yàn ń sìn first class ọba ń sìn out of 1,000 ní Yorùbá land.
Yes.
Every small local government sìn ló ní first class ọba táwọn náà ń dá dé, because they are giving stipend on monthly basis from federal government. That's the crux of the matter. That's the crux of the matter. So they dug their teeth into the oil revenue document from Abuja, coming from Niger Delta. Nǹkan táwọn yóò tọ̀ ẹ̀dẹ̀ mọ́ sí ni pé ìgbà tó ń pa nation sí, if they declare Yoruba nation tomorrow, wọ́n ní ká máa lọ. That means we forgo oil revenue for federal government. Abi, we are not going to take oil money from Niger Delta again. Kí la fẹ́ salary workers in next month? How do we pay salary of workers next month and 2 months time? Because all the states now are bankrupt. Tó o bá dé láti Abuja, wọn lè sanwó oṣù òṣìṣẹ́. In fact, we need a 2-3 year transition so that we can now augment our resources to be able to take care of ourselves. We cannot just cut off now. No state in Yoruba land can pay salary for next month if money does come from Abuja. So people are not being realistic in all this matter. We have to negotiate with on our own with our own Yoruba leader first. I would make bold to say here on this forum, àwọn méjì ló come from where I'm from. I'm from Ilesha in Osun State.
Okay.
My senator there has refused to take my call. I sent them Meji, has never answered me once. The House of Rep member tó wá láti eré àtẹ̀mí náà, a sọ pé brother, a máa dọ̀bálẹ̀ kí mi. Jẹ́ ká ríra, a ní okay, ó dọ̀túnla. Jẹ́ ká ríra, ó di next week. Àti ríra up till now, in the last 1 year, àjọ wà l'Ábùjá ni o. Tó mọ̀ nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ náà pé ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa, what we are saying is not correct. Wọ́n fẹ́ gbọ́. In fairness to him now, tó bá súnmọ́ mi nísìnyí, ó ti di lẹ́pà láàrin àwọn ara wọn nìyẹn. It's the truth, unless you don't want to hear it. Everybody is trying to find the means of surviving to just take money from federal government money. That's just the truth. So our obstacle is not against Fulani, it's not against Igbo, it's against our own people, the political leadership now on the throne. How do we overthrow them first in a civilized manner? Mo ti ní ká kọ̀wé sí wọn ká, okay, ẹ má tẹ̀ sọ publicly, give us covert support. We know if Yorubas are autonomous, so we will be better. They are not willing to do that. So ìjà wa ogun Jericho mà ni o. Ogun Jericho tó wó kì í máa ṣe eré, kì í pa kàn máa send text lórí WhatsApp, Yoruba Nation dollar, Yoruba Nation dollar, you know. So a gbọ́dọ̀ kọ́ bá àwọn èèyàn wa jà ná, kán rí i pé a serious. Tí Yorùbá leader bá ṣe meeting lọ́la sí pé wọn ò fẹ́ ṣe ti Nàìjíríà mọ́, ó ti tán kẹ̀. Kán máa wá sí Àbújá mọ́. Kán máa wá kí wọ́n senator pé àti ẹ̀ pé we don't want the Fulani treating us o. Pé we forgo salary, we go and survive. Nigeria will break to pieces in the same day. But Igbos are there, Yorubas are there, Igbiras are there, Galas are there. We're not doing more owó epo tó ń wá. What's the alternative for them? None. So what we want to do now is to appeal to them, advocacy. Look, we are better off, but we cannot declare war. But if somebody from outside want to declare war, we are waiting for him or her. There is no other means. Kí lẹ fẹ́ land gan ní Badagry? I want to know. Kí lẹ fẹ́ land Badagry? If you are coming with your war to liberate Yorubas. Ṣé ọ̀nà ìdúrókò lẹ fẹ́ wà wọlé ni àbí ọ̀nà Tinkan Island Port? Àbẹ́ ti ní military aircraft tó máa land ní Ìbàdàn tó máa free Yoruba Nation from other people. So kí ni modality ẹ̀ gan? I want to know. If you tell me now, reasonably, just tell me, okay, don't say publicly. People like me need to know, this is the plan we have to declare Yoruba Nation in the next 1 year. Kí ni step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5? Give it some of us who are leaders of Yoruba now. Take us to confidence. Àyàngbẹ ayájẹ ajá dùn náà, but kó tó débẹ̀ nǹkan. So that's how I see the matter.
Thank you, sir.
Yoruba Nation is just talk. It's not on ground. You want to remove Makinde from your state and the governor. You want to remove Sanwo-Olu from government in Lagos to replace with you that have cell phone in New York. Is that what you want to do? Will he yield the throne of Lagos State government and give it to you? We have to persuade them, and our work is just beginning. It's not even started, seriously.
Thank you, sir.
That's my take. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. And have you delivered this
I have.
document?
I have. I've delivered it. I can show the signed copy to you. Let me see if I can get it. I've
Okay,
delivered it.
that would be yeah, that would be brilliant. That would be brilliant. Tí n bá ti rí pé èèyàn pè wọlé tó ti fẹ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ tí ò ṣe, mo lè ṣẹ̀yìn, màá kàn yán kí yín dànù ni. Mo fẹ́ ká béèrè critical questions. Kì í ṣe èèwọ̀, àwa nígbà tá à ń dàgbà wọ́n máa ń sọ pé gbẹ́nu ẹ sọ́hùn ó ti lè sọ̀rọ̀ jù. Rárá, ọmọlúwàbí tó bá fẹ́ gbọ́n á béèrè question diligently, àwọn èèyàn á dẹ̀ dá lóhùn. Now, the reason why I read this document, let me say this, is because there is a phrase nínú constitution tó jẹ́ decree, constitution gbẹ̀mígbẹ̀mí yẹn tó sọ pé ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá sọ pé òun fẹ́ ya ní Nàìjíríà o, treasoning, ìdí nìyẹn tán fi lágbára láti wá fẹ́ pa ọmọkùnrin Sunday Igboho yẹn sílé. Wọ́n dẹ̀ pààyàn sílé ẹ̀, òkú àwọn èèyàn wa ó sì wà lọ́rùn wọn. Kí ló dé tá à láyà tá a lọ ká lọ gbòkú yẹn? Nǹkan tó wà nínú constitution yẹn ló fún ìjọba lágbára. Then kò sí Yorùbá a pè wá ní adùbúlẹ̀jà. Màá tún sọ fún wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i, lọ sí Yorùbá Kingdom TV kó o lọ download document yẹn, Yorùbá www.yorubakingdomtv.com. Download document yẹn, ẹ jẹ́ ká kà á. This is not the last time that we bring Dr. Fapounda. I want us to ask question. It's never a crime to ask question, but it depends on how you phrase your question. If it is respect, then you will be able to. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wo document tí Dr. Fapounda fẹ́ fi hàn wá.
Okay, this is my letter to the president. It was signed for by in the villa. I sent a copy also to the Senate president and to the Speaker House of Representatives. Bóyá ó yẹ kí n ṣàlàyé nǹkan tó wà ní document gan torí àmì lè má kà, they may not read it very well. Nǹkan tó tá a wà ń sìn ni pé we have only three tiers of government: federal, state, and local government. But local government was rigged against against Yorubas. Initially, Lagos had 20 local governments, Kano had 20. But over time, Kano now has 44 local governments. Want to create Jigawa out of Kano. There are about 32 local governments. So it's about 74, 76 only. And they share money to local government on equal basis. So we fraud against Yoruba people now. But Ebo not making it wrong. What my document says now is that let us have proper two tiers of government. Let us persuade the middle belters, the people in Edo State, the Hausas, and they know this is right. Let's have two tiers of government. Let each tier have its own constitution, separate from the federal government that is one now. Once we achieve that, then you're able to have our own constitution to suit our own environment. In my draft, we shall discard national census because it's an instrument of cheating. We shall discard elections. INEC is fraudulent. In my document, each region will be on its own. Each region will have its own security, not just police. So the military will be regionalized. Not more than 10% of non-Yorubas will be on Yoruba soil. Only 10%. And it will be the same. Not Yoruba normally 10% in the north, Yoruba 10% in the east. I want only 10% Lodowa. Just because we are together. But majority, the bulk of the security will be Yorubas in our own area. Armies, Nigerian army has the armory only in Kaduna. The Air Force is only in Kanji. The Armored Corps is only in Bauchi. No other part of Nigeria has all those except in those three places. In my document now, it will be shared into 8 regions on equal basis. If you can get agreement on that now, we are getting really separated from Nigeria. And then all items of road, education, health will be regionalized. No federal road, no federal hospital, no federal university. Each region should do its own. Federal government will only do foreign affairs, will do banking regulation, and like that. This is the document that all Nigerians now feel is a good way forward. How did I say so? For me to be invited by all media in Nigeria to say, come and talk about it, it means they saw some merit. You have to pay Nigeria to appear on television. You don't just appear on television, you have to pay.
Yeah.
I've not paid the kobo. They invite me because of merit. Come and tell us what does it mean? Come and tell us. And the more I say so, the more that people say, come and tell us too. Even appeared on the outside television in Abuja, Liberty TV, and
I
they
saw
like
that.
the idea.
I saw that.
So this is the document that says negotiated understanding for us to be autonomous. But we are going to be neighbors. We are not going to cut ourselves into the Atlantic Ocean. We are going to be neighbors still. Is to have protocol pé ẹ̀yin Igbo indigene lọ́dọ̀ wa ẹ̀yin tí bàbá ẹ̀ bá jẹ́ Yorùbá ni. You know, there are protocol you determine. You want to get land, Yorubaland, go and recertify. You cannot own land alone. You must have a Yoruba part of any land ownership. There are things we can do to clean up our system very easily when we get a region.
Thank you,
And
sir.
we're on the right track. We're on the right track. We're on the right track. So
Thank you so much.
negotiated protocol to separate is what you want to do. But if people say they can do it unilaterally, then let's follow our two track. If you can deliver us unilaterally, kí àwọn Sanwó-Olú, Mákindé, gómìnà Ayédátiwa, kí gbogbo wọn agree pẹ̀lú wa. If you can do it, I support it. But for now, the fight continues.
Thank you, sir. Now, I will open the phone line. It's just a question and just 1 minute because we have just 30 minutes more. And because I still have a bunch of questions that I want to ask Dr. Fapounda. But
I'll be brief.
today,
I'll
I'm
be brief. I'll be
yeah,
brief now.
yeah, I'm still gonna bring him
Don't
back.
disturb me. I won't disturb
I'm
me.
still gonna bring him back.
Don't disturb
But
me.
I want to open the phone line for the audience to ask their question. But just question. I don't want. Hello, your name, sir. Where you calling from, and what's your question? Can you hear us? Your name, sir, and where you calling from?
Ma- oh,
I think the network is bad.
sir.
Hello, hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, your name, sir.
Hello, sir. Can you hear?
Oh, can you can
Known
you
as Bishop.
can you please
Ah,
move?
Bishop.
Can you please change your reception because the network right there is kind of it's pretty bad.
Oh, okay. Can you hear clearly, sir?
Oh, that's bad reception over there. So please, if you want to call, be brief and just move around your where you are. And yeah, let me. I've got a lot of missed
But
call right here.
don't disturb me. Don't
Let
disturb
me
me.
see if we can. Okay, hello, ma. Where you call us from?
Mo ní
Hello,
ìmọ̀ mo ti gbọ́ lára nǹkan tó kà
Your
síta
name.
tí mo fẹ́ béèrè.
Your name, ma.
Mo ti gbọ́ lára nǹkan tí hello àní mo ti gbọ́ nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ béèrè lára
Okay,
nǹkan tó kà
good,
síta.
good. Okay, mama. Àwọn ọmọ mi wá yẹn wọ́n ló ti tẹ́ wọn lọ́rùn nǹkan tó ń sọ. All right. Hello, your name and where you come from?
Is it clear now? Is it clear now?
Very clear. Your
Eh,
question for Dr.
It's clear
Fakunda.
now, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, sir. Now, I want to ask that number one, Baba Fapounda, you did a good job on your regional analysis and all that. But I want to say it's not only you that has done such elaborate work like this, even in Yoruba. Like we have like Baba Liu have done something elaborate even like this, and many other people that we don't even know. But my question is, with what you have done, have you consulted Baba Kitoye, who is asking for Yoruba self-determination, and hear his view and hear him out? And
That's your
if
question, right?
The sound is off. The sound is off. Okay. Can I? Okay. Why must I consult? Why must I consult anybody? Why? Does he have control over me? I'm 71 almost now. So can't
to
I
speak
think on my
about
own at 71?
want our
I
nation
mean,
or self-determination,
what kind of slavish
like to
approach is
cut
that?
down
I put a
on
document
them.
forward,
Hello,
and it's on
Yeah,
hello,
merit.
hello.
Take the
and
document.
I
Take the
think
document.
Ó dàbẹ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ti ń kọlura wọn. Nínú studio bíbá yìí, àwọn doctor ti ń respond. Wọ́n ti ń respond lọ́dọ̀ wọn bẹ̀ yẹn. But nǹkan kan láti ṣẹlẹ̀ pẹ̀lú network tèmi bí tẹ̀ jẹ́ kó gbọ́ question wọn délẹ̀. Ẹlòmíì
Wọ́n ní
ti
ṣé
ń
mo
pè
consult
wọlé.
Pro Akintoye. Wọ́n ní ṣé mo consult. Wọ́n ní
Ó
ṣé mo consult Akintoye.
respond sí question yẹn sir.
I can respond.
Sir, yes sir.
The question assumes where somebody has veto power over the whole nation of Yoruba land.
Hold on,
That,
okay?
that
Hold
kind
on.
of attitude is not welcome
Mm.
at all. I said so. I acted alone. I have right to answer my name to put it an idea on paper forward,
Mm.
and I'm not dictating. Read the document. If you like the idea, you adopt it. I refuse to go to Afenifere because Adebanjo and Fashionati, whom will I support? Who will I not support? You know, if I want somebody's pocket now, so I cannot think on my own at my age. In any case, I spoke to Baba Kitoye in the last 1.5 weeks. I'm not saying I don't respect him for age, but it's my uncle now. If he's my uncle in my house, so I cannot tell when he's there.
Mm.
I have people in my family who are his age group. What is the big deal? They respect me now from what I've achieved as an individual. In any case, we are together in Afenifere. I followed him to Yoruba World Congress.
Mm.
I'm one of the 16 members that were driving Yoruba World Congress. When it was dissolved, I said, I followed you from Afenifere to Yoruba World Congress. I cannot do follow again. I told him to his face, but it's not disrespectful. He takes me as his son, and I accept it. But at my age now, if I'm not a man of myself, when will I be? When will I be?
Mm.
Let Yoruba people decide on an idea, on a concept. Don't personalize issue. People jẹ́ ọba ìlú ló máa decide fún wa. No, I don't
Mm.
agree with that. But I respect him,
Thank you, sir.
and I'm
Somebody's
talking to him,
online.
So it's not as if I'm calling. I want tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ àǹdẹ̀ gan ló ń dájà lẹ̀. Bàbá yẹn gan ò mean bad. People are just using his name to just do nonsense.
Mm. Thank you.
It's not. I spoke to him 2 weeks ago, and I told him, Baba, look, if we have this region gone, we just need to have a director in Abuja. Bọ́n kò bí ti gan àdè máa attend. Ó
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
ní lóòótọ́ ni o. Bọ́n kò bí ti àní attend. Today on disturb wa, disturb wọn, need owó epo ọmọ. We are running our own affairs in our own way. So, and he said this is true. We have our own ID card, we have our own driver license, we have our own whatever. That's autonomy now. We take over our roads, we take over our school, universities, we take over everything and do it on our own. We have a Western Region High Commission in London or consulate office. We have it in New York simultaneously. So we are not going to cut off from Nigeria now. We are neighbors, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I know, Bishop. Bishop Ariemo, your question has been answered. Dr. Fapounda, you can hear him clear. He spoke with Baba, and if we want to say it as it is, we need to say that this document. I want you, anybody, to go and read. Go read. Then whenever we bring doctor again, you can ask your question. And this has nothing to do with any personalities. Let us say that it is. Now, your questions, your name, and where you calling on from.
Okay, okay. Ẹ káalẹ́ sà o.
Yes, sir.
Question tí mo fẹ́ béèrè lọ́wọ́ dádì yẹn òun ni pé láti for over 60 years nsìn, or tí n bá máa sọ wípé 100 years láti 1914 tó ti amalgamate wà papọ̀
Okay.
láti fẹ́ dá wà bí orílẹ̀-èdè tó yẹ pé kò ṣeé ṣe. At the end of the day wọ́n kó wa papọ̀, ogun ṣẹlẹ̀, whatever tí ó bá ṣẹlẹ̀. Láti ìgbà yẹn láti ń béèrè fún restructuring. Láti 1960 something láti ń béèrè fún restructuring, àbí láti 1914
It's a lie. It's not
ló
true.
ti ń béèrè fún restructuring tí wọn ò fún wa. Even presently, Shetima tó jẹ́ ọmọ Fúlàní àbí ọmọ whatever tí ó bá jẹ́ ló ń sọ pé restructuring my foot. And gbogbo àwa Yorùbá tá wà ń bẹ̀ àti àwọn tó wà ń bẹ̀ tó jẹ́ Yorùbá leaders tó wà ń bẹ̀, everybody rẹ́rìn-ín jọ yẹn. Kò sẹ́ni tó lè dìde tó lè sọ wípé what do you mean restructuring my foot? Ẹ̀rí ni gbogbo wa ń rí. Wọ́n yẹn ń sọ́kàn wá lójú. Àwa dìde wípé ó ti tó gẹ́ fún Nàìjíríà láyé mọ́. Wípé ó ti tó gẹ́.
So kí ni question yín lédè
Ó
kan?
yà mí lẹ́nu, ẹ má bínú sà, ẹ máa béèrè question yẹn last. Ó yà mí lẹ́nu wípé lẹ́yìn ìgbà tá a ti ń ṣe gbogbo wàhálà yìí látijọ́ yìí, kí bàbá Ayologe sà kán sọ wípé ẹnìkan ò yẹ kó wà ní Kútọ́nù. Kò dáa bí ìpá ń put ara wa down ni. Bàbá Akíntóyè ti try, mo jẹ́ fún bàbá lọ́rùn ìfẹ́ sí, but ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ ọjọ́ míì ni. But nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ sí ni pé àwa kí ló dé tó fi jẹ́ wípé látọ̀dún question tó fẹ́
béèrè question yín o.
látọ̀dún ìta ń béèrè fún restructuring tí wọn ò fún wa. Ta ní Yorùbá nation, why tó tún wá jẹ́ pé torí pé Yorùbá wà as president làwọn Yorùbá leaders yìí wá ń jáde pé restructuring ṣáfẹ́ kú sínú Nàìjíríà ni. Wọ́n bẹ̀ sọ fún wa pé tá a bá kó àánú Nàìjíríà bó la ti máa san sálárì. A lè san sálárì sà, a lè san sálárì.
Okay,
Àwọn ìlú kan ti rí bẹ́ẹ̀ rí tẹ́lẹ̀ tó
question
jẹ́
yín
pé wọ́n jẹ́ èyè.
question yín ni wípé
Ẹ má jẹ́ ká máa bẹ̀rù.
question yín ni
Bẹ́ẹ̀
wípé wọ́n
ká
ti
má
ń
máa
béèrè
bẹ̀rù.
fún restructuring. Ó dẹ̀ ti pẹ́ wọn ò múlẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó ṣe jẹ́ sí.
Ẹ jẹ́ kó dá yín
Nígbà
lóhùn.
tá à ń ṣe
Ẹ jẹ́ kó dá yín lóhùn. Ẹ
bẹ́ẹ̀
jẹ́
ni
kó
sà.
dá yín lóhùn. Ẹ ṣé.
My answer to the question ni pé Yorubas, Awolowo campaign in the whole, Awolowo wants to take over the whole country. 1959 elections, who are old enough. He campaigned with helicopter in the north. He campaigned in the east. Nígbà yẹn, gbogbo yẹn ló bí pé Nigeria will be a great country because we are looking at Kaunda in Zambia, we are looking for Nkrumah, we are looking at Jomo Kenyatta. The feeling in 1960s was Nigeria will be a very great country and Nigeria will be a black power in the world. It's only after the military coup táwọn sójà bẹ̀ ṣe wá ń ṣekúṣe la wá rí pé kíni yóò dáa mọ́. And then it's a lie to say we have been this. It's only in 1999 nígbà tó ń pa Abiola tán ní Yorùbá sọ pé we want sovereign national conference so that we can discuss the way we are. But nígbà yẹn Salam bẹ àwọn leader Yorùbá wọn tẹ register aláwọ̀ democracy nígbà yẹn torí Yorùbá ò fẹ́ ṣe Nàìjíríà mọ́ from that 1999 based on what happened with Abiola. Ìgbà yẹn la ṣe decide not that forever, not from 1914. It's a lie. It's not true. It's only after Abiola was refused to take over that Yoruba said, well, we don't want to be part of Nigeria. But we didn't declare war that time. Báwọn ibo ṣe ṣe. But ìgbà tí wọ́n dẹ̀ fẹ́ gbàjọba sílẹ̀ now, Absalom had to beg Yoruba that please, so let's do this peacefully. We can change the constitution when we get there. Allow democracy was registered as a favor to Yoruba because we didn't meet the requirement to have office in 36 states at that time. We didn't meet any regulation. One can register allow democracy ni, and immediately Yoruba voted for allow democracy in Yoruba land to show that we are together. But our leaders wa ń gbà yẹn, àwọn ọ̀ṣọ́bà, àwọn governors ń gbà yẹn, tó yẹ kán insist pé let us do national conference immediately after 1999, they started enjoying themselves. They didn't do anything about 1999 constitution again. That's the beginning of the time when we now said, let us do this, not 1914. That's just the truth. So now, Afenifere has never moved away from the idea that we want sovereign national conference to discuss the way Nigeria was. Bola Ige said, do we want to live together? How do we want to live together? That was famous word from Bola Ige, and was Afenifere leader before he died. Since that time, as I told you now, àwọn demon tendency ní Yoruba land don fẹ́ mainstream politics. The remnants of Afenifere who wants to remain Awolowo, let us stay inwards. But àwọn tó wà ní gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ló lówó, àwọn ló ń control. How we can supplant them now is what we should think about, in all honesty.
Corollary to what
ẹnìkan bóyá kẹ́ ẹ dáhùn question yẹn papọ̀, ẹnìkan wà lórí call, ẹ dáhùn question yẹn papọ̀. Ìṣẹ́jú kan sà, kí ni ìbéèrè
okay.
yín? Kí lorúkọ yín, bó lẹ ti pè? You are, yeah, you are on, sir. Your question. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You are on.
I know we do not have much time. Is I just want to appeal to our daddy that put this document together, that the only way we can achieve this thing is through mass movement, mobilization.
True.
Yeah.
So we want to mobilize as much people as possible, organization, so that we can drive such a great change. So one thing I want to appeal is the fact that we have a diverse opinion, not from my own side as much. Anything I think I can recommend as well, when we look for opportunity to pass it across. But however, there are other groups that they may have different view, different perspective. I just want to make this as an appeal, particularly considering what happened a few minutes ago. I do not know the caller. I am calling from Scotland. I don't know where the person is calling from. But we need to, please, I'm just an appeal, because a lot of good initiatives like this have failed in the past. And we've seen frictions because people cannot understand. And we've seen many people that do not really comprehend this strategy. So my appeal, like begging, is let us look for a way to manage those different views from different groups. Like the case whether it involves the Yoruba Nation movement, I think a better approach will be, conversation is ongoing. We are speaking with them. It is not about getting approval from any group. It is not about subjecting the document to approval by either Baba Akintoye or anybody. But it's about, we are talking to people, we are carrying them along. It is just getting an opinion and getting a sort of as many people to buy into the idea, because it's definitely going to require mobilization and mass movement. Then the last thing, I know there is no time, Baba Arukwa will seek for opportunity so that one can also follow up and be able to contribute as things progress. So thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That is brilliant.
That's a very brilliant
Very good.
approach, but I have a few things to add. One, mass movement yẹn gan is the key, because when we are here saying the same thing, mo ti sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ nínú presentation mi that ìwọ ni restructuring o, gbogbo restructuring títí dé Yoruba nation, we are saying the same thing. I've
The same.
said that even before this document became public. That's what I've been saying the last 2, 3 years. But look, there's no dichotomy between all these things. It's just a little degree of understanding. Now, we've been unable to mobilize our people towards Yoruba nation. Uh, let's face it, there are areas, Mosolekan, Buhari, I was one of the signatories, on the letter to Buhari when he was president. Actually, I substantially drafted it. So uh, we sent it to him. He didn't even acknowledge. And àwọn tó sọ fún wa lẹ́yìn sọ yìí pé ah, pé ó sọ yìí pé there is no substantive or anybody tó wà ní Yorùbá land tó jẹ́ leader tó subscribe to Yoruba nation agitation. We felt bad pé ṣé bá àwọn èèyàn ni wá. Then àwọn kan dé pé àwa politician. Look, there are ways to do this. When you want to change society, for instance, Tabani mass movement, be the last caller she saw. We can change those who are representing us in all cadres. We can change them. Torí pé èèyàn kan jẹ́ senator ń bí kò mí ìbò máa jẹ́ ní senator lọ́la. Even there is a provision to recall. Gbogbo wọ̀nyí ló yẹ kẹ́ ẹ study. If you want to lead society, you have to be open. Now, mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan. There is no need for people to stay in Cotonou all over the world. Some of us are camped all over the world. I mentioned Cotonou, for instance. Was Sunday not there? Sunday was there at the point, but Akintoye is still there. Fapounda is living at Abuja. Tó bá fẹ́ harass èèyàn, Abuja, ẹni tó wà l'Abuja, ó yẹ kó ti sá lọ. But this is a legitimate. This is a fact. Ẹni tó wà l'Abuja kò sẹ́ni tó ó mú lẹ́tà fúnra ẹ̀ ó lọ submit ẹ̀ ní Aso Rock ó kúrò ń bẹ̀ ó lọ sí nasdaq kò sẹ́ni tó dá dúró síbẹ̀. That means that this is a legitimate instrument that we can use rather than our people running around and hiding, and it has the same result. So ṣé yẹn wá dé ebú yẹn ó ṣe ebú? I am just being factual. And I'm just telling you that, look, Tabatile, mo máa ń sọ kìíní ẹ̀ kan fún yín tí n bá ń sọ̀rọ̀. If we can get 65% of Yoruba to sign in, this is it, this is where we go, it's done. But the point is that majority will keep quiet. Àwọn míì á máa wà nínú group wọn, wọ́n máa share video. Kò sẹ́ni tó máa sọ̀rọ̀. And the same people tí Dr. Fapounda ti describe tó ti corner political power among us tó dẹ̀ ń rówó ń bẹ̀ tó bá di gba election wọn á mú lára change àwọn yẹn wá gbé síta. The people on the ground will vote for them and they keep representing you without actually pushing your view at the national. And this is one thing mo lè lọ síwájú National Assembly l'Abuja ń sìn pé regional government ni mò ń wá or regional autonomy, call it regional autonomy. It has the same thing. The only thing, if you now say Yoruba nation, like he said, nǹkan tó máa miss níbẹ̀ will be foreign affairs, post office, torí a lè ní separate one tó bá jẹ́ pé àwa ń bì kan, and all those things, those little things. And I am telling you that this was what was negotiated by our forefathers, including Awolowo and Amadu Bello. So it's not something that cannot be said in Nigeria, and that the clock of our development actually stopped the very moment they abrogated this kind of government. What is wrong with
Thank you.
that?
Thank you, sir. Ẹnìkan wà lórí call, but lẹ́yìn tí n bá gbé call yẹn tán kẹ́ tó respond, doctor, mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ẹ fomi sí ẹnu. A máa lọ break ní 30 seconds. Mo wá fẹ́ play fídíò kan. Fídíò tí mo fẹ́ play yẹn méjì ni. mo fẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn wa kán kẹ́ fi ọkàn kẹ́ fa kọkàn balẹ̀. Ṣé rí kinní kan wà ní Yorùbá, intellectuals wa àti bọ́lọ́run ṣe wáyà Yorùbá a gbọ́n gan. So gbígbọ́n tá a wá gbọ́n yẹn, ó wá dàbẹ́ pé ọgbọ́n yẹn fẹ́ máa ké wa lọ́wọ́. Now, ṣé rí irú èmi nísìnyí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń wò mí yìí, tẹ́ bá jí mi lójú oorun bóyá wọ́n gún mi lábẹ́rẹ́ kan tó kùyàn lóru lọ, tẹ́ wá jí mi gbà báyìí tẹ́ sọ pé ṣé Yorùbá autonomy full autonomy ni mo wá àbí mò ń wá regional, má ní full autonomy, nǹkan tí màá pariwo ní Yorùbá, nǹkan tó máa jáde lẹ́nu mi nìyẹn, torí nǹkan tí mo gbàgbọ́ nínú ẹ̀ jù nìyẹn. Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí mo study document yìí tí mo wò dáadáa, mo wá lọ wo bí àwọn Yorùbá ṣe ń ṣe nǹkan, mo wá lọ wo history bí bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ tó jẹ́ pé kẹ̀kẹ́ according to, torí àwọn tí ìbá wa nígbà tó jẹ́ pé kẹ̀kẹ́ ló fi mobilize. Mo wá lọ padà sí ìwé kan tá a pè ní Yorùbá Gazette tí èmi pẹ̀lú Dr. Aliu ṣe, tá a wá advocate wípé why can't we first occupy our space, take the power of economy. When you do that, kò sí power of economy lọ́wọ́ wa, a ò take space wa. Mo wá fò lọ sílé fún ara mi, mo lọ sílé, mo lọ bá àwọn ọba mẹ́jọ, màá forúkọ bò wọ́n láṣìírí. Nínú gbogbo àwọn ọba mẹ́jọ tí mo lọ bá, èèyàn kan péré ó kàn dẹ̀ dọ́gbọ́n sọ ni. Àwọn tó kù wọ́n kàn ń bẹ̀rù nítorí wípé wọ́n ń sọ fún mi pé constitution yẹn táwọn bá wọ ó wù wọ́n lódò òkun, ṣùgbọ́n táwọn bá jáde pẹ̀lú nǹkan tá à ń sọ yìí, ẹ fẹ́ kán pa wọ́n, ta ló fẹ́ máa bọ́ wọn? Lémi mo ṣe diligent research, mo dẹ̀ rán àwọn ọmọ káàkiri, mo lọ sí schools, mo lọ sí universities, mo lọ sí polytechnic. Nígbà tí mo lọ sílé, mo lọ wò ó kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀, àwọn youth kí ló fà á. Àbá yẹ fẹ́ kán wá pa wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́ pa Sunday Igboho, ẹ̀ mọ́ dúpẹ́ pé Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ká pa Sunday Igboho sílé. Ṣé rí adùbúlẹ̀ jà ní Yorùbá? Problem tá a ní ni wípé most of us we are acting on an emotion. A ò lọ, and I want to challenge you. If you are yet to read the document, if I ask you, you tell me that you are not yet to read the document, I will not listen to you. Go and read it, and now you come ask a critical question. That is how Yoruba fight. Kò dẹ̀ síbi tí Yorùbá dé láyé, Yorùbá ló máa ń mókè. So why now tó fi ṣòro fún wa láti kọ́kọ́ jókòó ká wò? And thank God for the life of Dr. Fapounda. He's reaching out to Baba. Why are we now looking at it as if no. We need to think out of box. Mami tó wà lórí òpó, ẹ kàn béèrè question yín direct mọ̀. So kí n lè play video tí mo fẹ́ fi hàn wáyé.
Hello, sir.
Kí lorúkọ yín
Hello,
bọ́lẹ̀ tí?
sir.
Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń pè wọlé, ẹ má bínú o. Ẹ má bínú, kì í ṣe pé mi fẹ́ gbé kọ́ yín o. Randomly mo ń gbé. Yes ma.
Ṣé kí n máa sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn?
Yes ma. Kí lorúkọ yín bọ́lẹ̀ tí pè wọlé?
Káyìndé Fájẹ̀ lórúkọ tèmi, láti London ni mo ti ń sọ̀rọ̀.
Ó dà.
Mo kí Dr. Fapounda ẹ kú iṣẹ́, Olúwa gbé ọwọ́ yín sókè, àṣeyọrí lẹ máa ṣe. ń tèmi, I'm for Yoruba nation.
Okay.
But fọmọ ṣáà ti yóò ní. Ṣé ẹ̀kọ́ tí mo sọ yé yín? And I like the idea that you said you are acting on your own. This will give you anybody to come on board if they support you. So tó bá jẹ́ láti Afẹ́nifẹ́re, wọ́n lè máa sọ pé Afẹ́nifẹ́re, but since you are on your own, everybody both from Afẹ́nifẹ́re and other organization can join you. My question now, what you said you wrote a letter to President Tinubu, and I've seen the signed copy, but what if you don't get a response? Because Papa Banji wrote to Buhari and also wrote to President Tinubu, and I don't think he's got a response. That's number one. Number two, with this regional government, are we still going to have the same governors that we have now?
Thank you, ma. This is good questions. Again, this is brilliant questions.
You said Buhari said he doesn't understand anything when they mentioned regionalism. when you said you mentioned regionalism to Buhari. Buhari said he doesn't understand anything. Ó jẹ́ mọ nǹkan tó ń sọ, ó mọ̀ pé nígbà tó sọ pé àwọn àgbààgbà Yorùbá ò dáhùn sí, ó ti mọ̀ pé tóun bá gbówó fún wọn, á ṣe kínní. My question, sir, because if you want to do it, this is the time to do it when Tinubu is there. Tí ó bá tún bọ́ sọ́wọ́ àwọn Fúlàní, owó tẹ̀lé náà tán wá gbé lé yín lọ́wọ́. Ṣé nǹkan tí mo sọ yẹn? And if you refuse, you either take the money. If you don't take the money, then you will be at risk. It's either you take the money or death. Because they want the land.
Ẹ ṣe mo béèrè mẹ́ta lẹ béèrè ẹ lọ máa gbọ́ wọn wọ́n á dáhùn wọ́n á dáhùn.
This is the time to do it.
Thank you ma.
Ọlọ́run á fún yín.
Amen.
Ọmọ fọyọ̀ ibìkan sọ́nà là ń lọ.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ẹ ṣe ma.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká assume pé Tinubu will say no.
Okay.
Bí Pharaoh ní Bélì náà ni bí Herod bí Pharaoh ni.
Okay.
We have a battle of Jericho in our hands. Let's take Tinubu as our own wall of Jericho. Himself and all Yoruba leaders who are occupying positions now, that's our target, not even the Fulani, not the Igbos. Àwọn Yorùbá ẹ̀ gan-an ló yẹ ká bá jà. And in the last 2 weeks now, we formed a movement. And practically, the first thing we have done now is to draft a letter to all the governors of Western region now. I'm going to target one.
Okay.
The letter is very polite. We want to be attending the meetings where they hold every quarter. We were suggesting ideas to them on what they need to do that will favor the Yoruba generally. For example, we are telling them we are going to have a series of letters eventually. But the letter we have drafted now, after fún sìn ni pé àwọn Fúlàní tó ń bá wa jà ń sìn à ń jẹ màálù wọn too much. We like to do party. Fúlàní kò kí ń jẹ màálù, wọn kì í jẹran. Àwa là ń jẹran. So kí ló ṣe wá táwa ò lè rear our own cattle ourselves? Ayologe did it in the 50s. Why can't we not have cattle ranch in Yoruba land in all central districts? So we're going to be challenging the governments on what they need to do that will show that we are organizing. In fact, we need to be organized. So this vehicle that we have launched in the last 1 week now is just starting. And it's supposed to be mass move for people to join and come on board. We want to put the flag of Western region in every town in Yoruba land. It is legal to put Western region of Nigeria flag. We want to have offices in many towns to mobilize people. You want to create a face card, want to create badge, I want transport workers. Those are it's going to come on. It's going to come on. The last question ni pé ṣé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì Yorubaland ṣe máa rí náà ni kò ní rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ pé nígbà Awólọ́wọ̀ yẹn a kàn ní lọ pé Awólọ́wọ̀ jẹ́yàn tó dáa ni. Irú Awólọ́wọ̀ ò sí mọ́. Nígbà yẹn we are running a unitary government too, 1954 to 1966. Well, it was there till 1962 thereabout. Awólọ́wọ̀ ò gbé University of Ife lọ sí Kẹ́nẹ́, kò gbé Cocoa lọ sí Kẹ́nẹ́, kò gbé Bódìjà lọ sí Kẹ́nẹ́. He put everything where it is supposed to be, spread around Yoruba land. He was a fair-minded ruler. That's why people still talk about him up to today. Good is good, bad is bad. Okay, learning from the experience of those days. Mo ṣe research personally under Afenifere New. There are 26 sub-nations in Yoruba land, 26. Ìjẹ̀ṣà, Ìjẹ̀bú, Yewa, Ìlàjẹ, Ìgbómìnà, Òkun, Ìbàdàn, like that. Each one ló ní territory ti Àkúrẹ́. Each one ló ní territorial coverage. In fact, we are as big as Cape Verde or as big as Gambia. Any of these tí mo dárúkọ fún yín sìn. So we are going to come with a new constitution of Yoruba Land. We are going to be a federation of Yoruba nationalities. It means we are going to have 26 components of Yoruba region that will elect people into parliament. Everybody will be represented and we have a voice. It's even better than what we had in the 60s. So since the last 1 week now or two, I produced 2 documents. I call them Memorandum 1, Memorandum 2. The first one is, I think, 6 pages that says what we want to really achieve. The second document is about 58 pages. It's a shopping list of our strategy on what we want to do moving forward. We are going to launch a magazine to enlighten the Yorubas. We want to push for the government to establish Odua Research Institute to look into the affairs of Yorubas, to apply intellect. So that document now, I will share it. I've already shared it on our platform. We don't have a website yet. We're going to have a website in the next 1 or 2 weeks. But I will share the 2 documents with the moderator, and you can share it everywhere. We
All
should
right.
like to read. We should like to read. We like to study. Reading is very important. So I put forward over 60 pages of ideas now. Not just talk, not slogan. Read and digest it and see what you can do about it yourself. So join this movement. We are not, to follow Nigerian law now. I took legal advice. We will not use the word movement because movement is meaning you are a separatist something. We
Yes.
will change the name. We're still going to do the same thing, but we will not use movement again. We might call it Development Association for now. Western Region of Nigerian Development Association. But we'll be engaging with the governors. The next letter will be to the senators. The next letter will be to the Speaker's House Assembly. We want to face the people who are ruling our own area before we go out. When we persuade them on what we are doing, it is then that we can be in a very strong footing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mami tó wà lórí aago, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, mo ti sọ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀. Mo fẹ́ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu àwọn bàbá méjì kan. One of them is Olóyè Lékan Àlàbí, and one of them is our Professor Wole Soyinka. Let's listen to Professor Wole Soyinka first. Mami, ẹ dúró sórí aago ń bẹ̀ o. Then listen.
Do I think that Nigeria can continue as one?
Yes.
Not if it continues this way. Not if it fails to decentralize. Some people use the word reconstruction, some people use the word whatever. But if Nigeria fails to decentralize, and I mean to decentralize as fast as possible, manifestly, not as rhetoric, then Nigeria cannot stay together. Again, it's not Wole Soyinka saying this. Everybody said it. Generals have said, ex-generals, ex-head of states have said it, politicians have said it, analysts have said it, economists have said it. And sometimes we get that, and that's what's happening to people in the streets. That's where they're moving. That's why they're demonstrating. That's why they're defying even threats from the police, from the government. If you demonstrate, you're a threat to us. If you do this, we'll deal with you. We'll talk to you in language which you understand. It doesn't wash with anybody any longer. Because if the nation is on a suicide slide, the people who feel that they do not deserve that kind of suicidal plunge, they have a right to say, sorry, I'm getting off this plane before it nosedives.
That is Wole Soyinka right there. And each and every one of us should know that a kind of caliber of Wole Soyinka, he went to meet with President Tinubu one-on-one. And that is why I want us to think with our brain, with our mind, not with our emotion. So these people, they know tọmọ wọn bá wà ń bẹ̀, the best thing ni wípé ká ṣe bí bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ ṣe ṣe lọ́jọ́sí tí ò ní sí pé wọ́n fẹ́ lọ pa Ìgbòho mọ́lé. Ìgbòho ò ṣe nǹkan tó burú, but constitution yẹn ò fàyè gba bí o fẹ́ secede, but kò síbi tẹ́ ẹ máa dúró sí tẹ́ ẹ sọ wípé òkè mo dé fìlà regional. Ẹnìkan lọ sí secretariat lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta ó lóun fẹ́ lọ gba secretariat, àwọn ọmọ wọ̀nyí báyà ò gbọ́ kankan pa wọn. Kò sígbà tí mo ronú débẹ̀ inú mi máa ń bàjẹ́ ni, torí àwọn kan ń dẹ̀bi fáwọn ọmọ wọ̀nyẹn, ẹ lè dẹ̀bi fún wọn torí pé ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ti sú wọn. Ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀nà wo ló yẹ ká gbà tá à ní lọ́ọ̀sì àwọn ọmọ wa mọ́ ló yẹ ká fọpọlọ wa rò. That is, I am now speaking for myself with my own perspective. Now, mọ́mì, kí ni béèrè yín ní ìṣẹ́jú kan?
Ìbéèrè mi ò pọ̀, mo kí àwọn bàbá wa tán wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn àtẹ̀yìn náà àti gbogbo àwọn tó wà lábẹ́ ètò yìí. Ọlọ́run á fún wa ṣe, ẹ kúṣẹ́ náà sà, ẹ kúṣẹ́ takuntakun tẹ̀ ń ṣe. Ìbéèrè mi tí mo fẹ́ béèrè ò pọ̀. Ìbéèrè tí mo fẹ́ béèrè ni pé tá a bá ti gba regional government yẹn, ṣé èdè Yorùbá làwọn ọmọ wa fẹ́ máa fi kàwé ní school? Ṣé Yorùbá la fẹ́ máa fi ṣe gbogbo nǹkan? Tó bá jẹ́ no, a ṣì wà ní oko ẹrú o. Àwọn tá à ń sọ òyìnbó, èdè lédè tá à ń sọ yìí, they look down on us. They called us monkeys. Wọn kò sí àti ẹjọ́ wọn lójú, ẹjọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká gba Yorùbá nation wa, ẹ jẹ́ ká dúró. Ohun tá a máa jẹ Ọlọ́run á ṣe, ibi tá a ti máa rí owó tó máa fi san sálárì àwọn òṣìṣẹ́, Ọlọ́run á ṣe, a máa rí, iṣẹ́ máa wà. Ìbéèrè mi nìyẹn ta o, ṣé Yorùbá la fẹ́ máa fi kàwé ni? Tí ibà jẹ́ Yorùbá a sì wà lóko ẹrú o, bó ṣe rí nìyẹn sà.
Thank you ma, ẹ ṣé fún ìbéèrè yìí.
Yorùbá la máa lò. We will have to give ourselves, look, nígbà tí Nigeria fẹ́ change to naira and kobo, they campaign for 2 years just to change from pound to naira and kobo. But wọ́n fẹ́ change say driving on the right. Wọ́n kọ́ ni pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ pé how you change from driving to the left to the right. Everything has a process. You cannot just say you declare Yoruba. Where are the textbooks? Look, I have a secondary school in Abuja. Mo ń wá teacher Yorùbá ń sin mi ò rí tó lè interpret WAEC syllabus. We have to train teachers over a period, crash program first. Why are we talking, okay, Yoruba? Do we have catch up with the vocabulary of the world now? Ṣé a fẹ́ láti sọ̀rọ̀ robotics and artificial intelligence ní Yorùbá? Àbí? Àbá sọ bí móhùnmáwòrán a máa describe. Àtẹ̀ní Yorùbá lórúkọ fún colour. And àwọ̀ ewé, do we have color for knowing for green? Do we have word for 256 colors of science? Do we have it? We only know dúdú, pupa, funfun, ó tán. We don't have name for colors yet, but we have to develop it with time. If you now say our funfun, our dúdú, our baba, how will you write a book on that? Emotion is good, but we must speak English. English is the worldwide means of communication. All pilots must learn English. All technology. If you start putting Python programming language in Yoruba, when are you going to learn it? So Python again. You better take Python language seriously because it's the language of data processing now. It will set ourselves back. If we start teaching children Yoruba to start interpreting Python, interpreting artificial intelligence. Thailand tried it, Google it. They tried it for 5 years. They dropped the idea. They revert back to English. Let's make progress. We need to create empowerment for people to work and think. In fact, Nigeria is good. Stay in Nigeria and work overseas. I have a company now, Timu Moton, buying Meta. They are in Nigeria, but the work is overseas. So you say, how do you sell? Anyway, I'm not looking down on Yoruba. I'm not looking down. You know, Korea is controlling the world now with LG. Are they speaking Korea to us when they sell all their TV and their telephone, Samsung? Is that what they are doing? We need to do Samsung. We need to do television. We need to do telephone. Rapidly, semiconductors. We need to do that. Tábà ṣe tablet Yorùbá, ìjọ la fẹ́ mọ Pythagoras theorem ní Yorùbá náà. When? Boolean logic in Yorùbá.
Thank you.
English àti Nkọ́lá ti gbọ́dọ̀ up till now. So let me just be frank. I don't believe in that, but I can't impose. So I'm not vetoing anybody. The personal opinion.
Thank you, sir. The last nítorí pé àkókò wa ti tó but mo fẹ́ fi fọ́nrán kan tó kù hàn wá gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá. Mo dẹ̀ gbàgbọ́ pé bàbá wa Dr. Fapounda ẹ mọ̀ bàbá olóyè Lékan Àlàbí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ nǹkan tó sọ.
By the crowd. Pé ẹ̀yin ẹ fẹ́ ṣerúkú ni Sàdánà ní ọba ní okay àwọn fi clause sí kí ni clause wọ́n ní when feasible. Kí ni jẹ́ feasible? Anthony Enahoro, Chief late Anthony Enahoro, at the age of 21, moved the motion for independence, 1953. 21-year-old, because wọ́n ti wà ojú wọn ti là, wọ́n mọ ibi tó ń lọ. Àwọn kan ní lọ, wọ́n ń bẹ Amadu Bello ni, Zik ló ń bẹ in particular, ọ̀dọ̀ ojú méjì ni ọ̀bẹ máa ń ní coin, mo wá like attitude Amadu Bello yẹn tí máa sọ lẹ́yìn sáwọn ya ni pé olóyè Lékan Àlàbí Fúlàní mà ní Amadu mo ní téèyàn bá ṣe tó dá ká sọ kí ni èsì tí Amadu Bello Premier Northern Region fún Zik nígbà yẹn ó ní please don't rush us into independence Northern Region ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ fún we are not ready ìyẹn Zik àtún lo òyìnbó sọ pé PhD méjì wà lamẹ́ríkà àtún lo òyìnbó kàkàkà fún Amadu àní Benjamin orúkọ tí Zik lóhùn jẹ mọ́ awapò Benjamin you are a Christian and Igbo àtúkọ̀ ẹ̀ bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ náà ní orúkọ táwọn làwọn ò jẹ mọ́ Jeremiah you are a Yoruba and a Christian Amadu I am an Arab and a Muslim we are not the same. Nǹkan tí Amadu ń sọ ní gbogbo wa ẹni ẹ̀hún tán ní kó jẹ́ Zik àwa ni pé no Amadu let us get independence first then no Amadu àní no let us identify and settle our differences before independence wọn gbọ́ ó làwọn ẹ̀kọ́ sí Afẹ́nifẹ́re ọwọ́ àdéhùn south kìnìkan ìjọ middle council middle belt gbogbo àwọn tó ń pariwo sí yẹn fún restructuring nǹkan tí Amadu Bello sọ ní ọjọ́ kìíní nìyẹn we are not the same.
Thank you. Olóyè Lékan Àlàbí. Mo fẹ́ kí gbogbo àwa tí a darapọ̀ lónìí ẹ máa fojú lọ́nà àwọn kan rò wípé bóyá bàbá àròpọ̀ ire world media pé bóyá mo set up sí the same kìíní èmi máa ń fẹ́ kí èèyàn béèrè ìbéèrè lọ́nà tó tọ́ ẹ bá béèrè ìbéèrè lọ́nà tó èmi á dáhùn ní ọ̀nà tí ó yẹ ní tí mo fẹ́ ká mọ̀ ni wípé grassroots in tó máa jẹ́ kí àwọn tó wà on ground kì í ṣe lórí WhatsApp kì í ṣe lórí fóònù kì í ṣe lórí social media but in tó máa jẹ́ kí máa lè rán èèyàn lọ síbi báyìí lọ sọ̀rọ̀ nínú ọjà tí wọn ò ní fìbọn pa òun then eléyìí tá à ń sọ bàbá Dr. Fapounda wọn lórúkọ bàbá àwọn làwọn jẹ́ àwọn jáde pẹ̀lú dọ́kúmẹ̀ntì yìí ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀gbọ́n bá yẹn sọ yìí movement yìí I will advise this and each and every one of us go and read the document. When you read it, you'll be able to have your own question láti jáde nípa ẹ̀. Question pọ̀ níbí tó yẹ kí n béèrè lọ́wọ́ bàbá tó pé àkókò wa a ti lo wákàtí kan àti almost 1 hour 40 minutes now. So màá fẹ́ béèrè lọ́wọ́ Dr. Fapounda kí wọ́n tó máa lọ. Question kan tó kù tí mo fẹ́ béèrè lọ́wọ́ yín sà ni wípé
Since last week, I'm persuaded. I really don't want to take any position at all in this new initiative, but I was persuaded to be something. I agreed to be secretary, not chairman, not leader. We are looking for a leader of the movement. I don't want to arrogate myself that I'll be leader of any Yoruba movement now at all. It's not, I don't want to presume. I don't want to occupy any position, but I persuaded, let me just be a secretary now since I can articulate, I can write. And we need 2, 3 assistant secretaries normally take over uh, as soon as possible. Because my policy, my personal belief ni pé àwọn 80 years and above want the grand patron of any action. They are already on the battle launch. Àwa tá a jẹ́ 70 and above, even 60 and above, ó yẹ ká ti máa prepare handover fáwọn tó jẹ́ younger people. So I'm looking for people now who are between 30 and 50 to be part of the movement to take over leadership. Ká number jẹ́ semi-retired patron. Nǹkan tó yẹ bọ́ sí wa nìyẹn. But now I'm agreed to be Secretary General. With that position, I have to answer every call. I've done 2 interviews today. I cannot turn it down. Arise News called me to talk today. I told them I was too busy. I can't come to that. They brought their camera to my house physically. I could not go to their studio. They brought it and they recorded it live on their channel. So I will not turn down any request from even non-Yorubas, not talk of Yoruba. Yoruba is my constituency now. What am I fighting for? That I will snub a body like this or any other body for that matter. That would be very stupid to do. I will not stop. Then Bola Tinubu, the letter I wrote him a letter, 2 pages. I gave him four things. And I said there that Mr. Tinubu, sir, let me see if I can get it out and read it to you. If it will cost you second term, better to have a good name in history. I wrote it in the letter I sent to him here. You know, I'm not shy to the public yet. I wrote a very nice letter. He has only this year to act. This year. If he doesn't act before the end of the year, then I give up on him. I won't give up on Nigeria. I give up on him because the document I said you should do now, restructuring is like if you want to put a house down and rebuild it. Can you do it in one day? You can't. So if you agree to do something later by October 1 this year, we need 1 year at least to say each region will go and form your own constitution and draft it and approve it. Each region will go ahead and organize yourself, how you govern yourself in your own territory. Then go and prepare how to share assets and liabilities. And then federal government, they have to close down Ministry of Agric, Ministry of Works, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education. They can't close it down by 1 day now. What about the staff? You have to move them around. You have to give them notice. Go to your region, go and negotiate how you can transfer your service. There are many processes people have not been in government before, they just keep talking. I've been in government for 27 years. I was director in the presidency. If you want to share assets, you have to have committee to decide. All things in your area is your own, but you have to list all assets, all liabilities, and you have to run elections again. You must have a referendum. Ẹ̀yin gómìnà ṣe fẹ́ ṣe Yorùbá, wọ́n lè ní wọn fẹ́. Torí ó pé wọn látijọ́ nígbà tí àwọn Kogi tán jẹ́ part of northern region, wọ́n benefit gan-an torí àwọn olókun ABU ń gbà yẹn. Wọn ní wọ́ọ̀dọ̀ wa dápé gbà yẹn là ń sọ̀rọ̀. But nísìnyí, àwọn Fúlàní sọ pé wọ́n ń ṣe ara wọn mọ́, wọ́n ti ń push wọn away. But we'll take them, they are one of us anyway. So they still have to have referendum to confirm 60% that they want to move to Western region. All these state processes. So if Tinubu doesn't do something between now and December, somebody will form presidential election next year, 100 million, 200 million. So I'm glad to lose near. All our senators now will say, go and bring 50 million. They'll be looking for the money from next year. towards 2027. So tí o bá gba ìdí àtúwà ní dọ́kúmẹ́ǹtì yìí kó signal pé oya go ahead and be implementing it for the next 1 year, so that by October 1, 2025, there will be a new governance structure for Nigeria and for all the regions. It should be on that basis la máa run election 2027. Ẹ̀yin senators o, finish your term. But from next October 2027, we are going to have a new dispensation. And in my document, we cannot maintain 360 House of Rep members. We can't maintain 109 senators. Nigeria is broke. It's announced yesterday now they are looking for $2.5 billion loan. And they're going to pledge crude oil tí wọ́n ti mine as collateral for that loan. Nigeria is broke totally. So we cannot, in Yorubaland náà sìn, we have 177 assembly members in the 6 states. Wọ́n ń gbowó 177 local government chairmen ló ń gbowó ní Yorubaland. 137 assembly members náà ń gbowó salary. Whereas we need only one parliament pé la ní ní Western region. Òfin olè ń ṣe tí ò bá gbo Yorùbá mu. Òfin kan ti tó náà. Òfin Ọ̀ṣun ń ṣe, òfin wo ni Èkìtì ń ṣe, òfin wo ni Ògùn ń ṣe, òfin wo ni Lagos ń ṣe tí ó apply ti gbo Yorubaland. Tá a máa ní 6 different assemblies. Do we need 6 different governors to be carrying siren in Yorubaland? All our roads are bad. Hospital is dead. Schools are not okay. Must we have 6 governors with assistants drawing salary? No, we know one governor, only one premier, ó ti tó. Only one assembly of maybe 60 members, ó ti tó, for lawmaking ní gbogbo Yorubaland, ó ti tó kẹ́. Ó ti tó. It's the only way you can free money for development. But gbogbo tó ń wọlé ńsìn, the governors, when they collect salary of civil servants and pay some pension, the money is finished. But if you reduce governance structure, we have only one parliament in Western region, only one premier, then we now have provinces that we have only provincial administrators.
Thank you,
In
sir.
relation, I need 6 local government ní Yorubaland. Gbogbo wọn ló ń gbowó oṣù. Meanwhile, kò sọ́nà tó wọlé ṣá, kò sí omi, kò sí iná. So owó tó ń wọlé ṣá ń sìn akọ̀fin sáfìsì àwọn chairman local government ni.
Thank
We
you
can't
so much,
continue
sir.
like that.
Ẹ ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa tẹ́ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ bàbá Banji Ayologe kí ẹ fún wa ní ọ̀rọ̀ àmúrelé. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ sọ ni pé ẹ bá Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu àbúrò yín kẹ́ ẹ bá kẹ́ ẹ advise ẹ̀ ọdún 4 tó bá lọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí Dr. Fapounda ṣe sọ, kí ni ìmọ̀ràn tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́?
Ṣé èmi? Ìmọ̀ràn tí mo lè gba ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ni Dr. Fapounda ti sọ yẹn wípé tó bá bójógún ọdún ni àmì ogún ọdún ń bọ̀ wá kọ̀la. Bó tiẹ̀ jọ́dún mẹ́jọ ló fẹ́ lò. Nobody is actually promised tomorrow. Àwọn nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́la. Mo fẹ́ kí ààrẹ Tinubu kó kọ́ àríkọ́ṣe lọ́wọ́ Goodluck Jonathan. Nígbà tó kọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ national conference, Goodluck Jonathan lòun ò mọ̀ nípa kíní pé àwọn restructuring nǹkan tó ń sọ, ó ní kò sí nǹkan, ó kọ́ iṣẹ́ nígbà tó yá tí election bọ̀. Ó kù bí oṣù 6 sí 8 ló bá lòun embrace kíní pé kán lọ national conference. Ó yẹ kán ti ṣe kíní yẹn. Nígbà tó máa ṣe national conference, election ti fẹ́ẹ̀ dé. Pé nǹkan tó fi campaign ní south ń gbà yẹn ni pé tí tóun bá wọlé ẹ̀kejì òun máa implement national conference yẹn ǹjẹ́ ó lọ lé ẹ̀kejì ǹjẹ́ ó lè lọ lẹ́ẹ̀kejì kò lè lọ
Late, late,
láyé
ó ti late.
làwọn buhari wá tán àmì tí buhari tọ́pù ẹ̀ tó lòun ò tẹ̀ gbọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni the same thing leléyìí anywhere in the world téèyàn bá ti ń ṣe a good politician tó bá the most important thing tó fẹ́ ṣe tó bá ti wọlé ló ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ kọ́ńtẹ̀ tó sẹ́tù kí gbogbo èèyàn tó sẹ́tù kán tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ by the time tí wọ́n bá settle tó máa plant feet wọn on the ground á ti achieve nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kò tí ì pẹ́ jù ú sìn in order to change society kì í ṣe pé Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ò mọ nǹkan tí kò mọ nǹkan tá à ń sọ yìí we been together even in the olden days nígbà June 12 I know him mi ò lè deny it like I've always told you all. We all have tó bá máa dá nǹkan ṣe nílẹ̀ Yorùbá kò sí gbogbo àwọn tó wà níbẹ̀ yìí tó ní mọ̀ gbogbo kinní wọ̀nyí ló mọ̀ òun gan tiẹ̀ ti sọ pé ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà gan gbà míì ó dàbẹ́ ni pé ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà yóò ní lọ kó bó ṣe ń lọ yìí gbogbo wa ló mọ̀ gbogbo wọn yẹn gbogbo nǹkan tí WS Professor Soyinka la máa ń pè ní WS gbogbo nǹkan tí ó ṣe tí WS ṣe ń sọ yìí gbogbo wa ló mọ̀ yẹn so kí ló dé tí yóò débẹ̀ kó wá ní this is the time for me and tó bá dẹ̀ ṣe he will be the most consequential leader of Nigeria because I free so many people bí mo ṣe sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn when we were dealing with the Yoruba issue ní 1990s 96 7 8 mo ní gbogbo nǹkan tá a kọ nípa Yorùbá autonomy kán pa Yorùbá kúrò lórí ẹ̀ kán fi tiv jukun ìbíbíò kán fi sí kán fi rọ́pò ẹ̀ it's still relevant the same thing lélẹ́yìí tí Dr. Fapounda gbélé ẹ ti ẹ̀ cover kẹ́ fi gọ́ọ̀mù sórí Yorùbá tó wà gbogbo ẹ̀ kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ any nationality in Nigeria sí it's relevant gbogbo wọn ló mọ̀ even the Igbos are happy that somebody is saying this ojú wọn wá là the middle belt are happy pé even the Hausa the indigenous Hausas are ready pé this is good now tábà wá ní change tactics ní Yorùbá nation ò dáa tábà ka Yorùbá tó wà around the world as a matter of fact I've been saying it Atapema in Togo ní boundary Yorùbá if we look at it and I've been saying it the way gbogbo Europe tó settle sí Europe was not settled until the two world wars the so-called world wars were fought but ṣé ta ló fẹ́ jagun sínú wa ń sè ojú wa ni náà mú Sunday Igboho tán fẹ́ pa á Ọlọ́run ló yọ ẹ ti rí fáàsì ń bí mo dẹ̀ ń sọ pé this is a legitimate program láti mobilize àwọn èèyàn wa tẹ́rù ń bà this is also a very good program láti jẹ́ kí àwọn other nationality máa pull ẹ̀ at the same time ó lè jẹ́ pé bá a ṣe ń pull ẹ̀ ní meeting lèèyàn kan máa sọ pé tó bá jẹ́ nǹkan tẹ̀ ń fẹ́ nìyẹn mò ń lọ èyí kejì máa ní mò ń lọ náà bẹ́ẹ̀ kì í ṣe pé gbogbo nǹkan Nàìjíríà ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún sọ fún yín o when we were growing up in the 60s and towards independence ọ̀nà mẹ́ta ní nǹkan ọjà Yorùbá wà Yorùbá nǹkan ọjà Nàìjíríà wà ó wà ní west ó wà ní east ó wà ní north òun lẹ gbọ́ lẹ́nu Dr. Fapounda lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé gbogbo ẹ̀ ń sìn north ló wà north ní gbogbo ẹ̀ wà àwọn tí à ń sọ yìí tó mú mọ́ra nílẹ̀ Yorùbá bọ́n ṣe sọ láti gba independence yẹn tó bá Yorùbá ní the main ideological group Yorùbá ní àbáwọn ṣe which was led by Awólọ́wọ̀ wípé ká jà ká ṣe kàkà ká dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún Gàmbàrí ká kúkú but tán bá fọ́ọ̀mù national conference tán bá fọ́ọ̀mù national government àwọn inconsequential ones láàrin wa wọn á mú mọ́ra wọn á dẹ̀ fi orúkọ
ọmọ
Yorùbá
Yorùbá ẹ̀gbọ́n
ẹ ṣáà ní sọ pé ẹ sí mbẹ̀ wọ́n ṣe mú wa dè ní títí tó fi kó gbogbo nǹkan ìjà kúrò nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tó kó kúrò nílẹ̀ Ìgbò now bóyá lẹ mọ̀ yí pé nǹkan ìjà tó wà ní east òun ni the down payment yẹn ni the initial kìíní tó jú kó rí láìlé tó fi sọ pé tó fi mú felefele pé òun máa jà ṣùgbọ́n sìn kò sí gbogbo wọ̀nyẹn ń bẹ̀ o táwọn ibà máa overrun wa but ṣé a máa wá dúró àkọ́ máa fẹnu sọ pé Yorùbá nation now ní lókè òkun àwọn kan máa ń sọ fún wa nígbà yẹn wọ́n là ń whisper adúró sókè òkun à ń whisper sáwọn sétí àwọn tó wà nílé ṣé how long la máa ṣe yẹn à ń sọ pé one ká form mass movement yìí the mass movement tẹ́ bá form téèyàn bá pọ̀ sí kò sí nǹkan tí ò lè ṣe o tá a bá bá àwọn politician wa sọ̀rọ̀ tọ́ọ̀ bá gbọ́ ṣe bí ìbò ni tẹ́nìkan bá gbé pósítà síta ní o ti wà ń bẹ̀ látọdún mẹ́rin nǹkan tá a ní kó sọ ǹjẹ́ o sọ àádẹ́ campaign against ẹ̀ á change ẹ̀ bọ́n ṣe ń ṣèlú nìyẹn kì í ṣe pé ká máa búra wa ká máa ṣépè fúnra wa ká máa sọ pé lágbájá ò ṣe kò sí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá yìí ó gbọ̀ngbọ́n even bàbá Akíntóyè tẹ́ ẹ sọ tó bá yá ní àní jagun o wípé brain la máa lò brain yẹn ò pín síbì kan gbogbo ala ní brain in fact láti ìgbà tá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ movement ilé ìtànsọ yìí I'm now seeing the beauty of the brains tó wà ní Yorùbá tó bá sọ eléyìí tó rò pé yes ọtẹ tó jókòó ẹni mi á gbé tiẹ̀ síta competition of ideas we will compete with ideas.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Ẹ ṣé, mo dúpẹ́. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, màá tún jẹ́ kí màá kéde fún wa láìpẹ́ ìgbà tí màá gbé Dr. Fapounda wá torí ìbéèrè tí mo kọ síbí báyìí ẹ wò ó kún níwá ó kún lẹ́yìn ni nítorí mo jẹ́ ẹnìkan tó fẹ́ràn ìbéèrè púpọ̀. Nígbà tèmi ń dàgbà bàbá Fapounda nígbà tí mò ń dàgbà tá bá ti ń béèrè ìbéèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn bàbá jókòó dákẹ́ àgbàlagbà ń sọ̀rọ̀ àṣẹ à ń paná ògo ńgbà yẹn ni kò yé àwọn èèyàn wa rárá so asking a question with respect ó máa jẹ́ kéèyàn learn ni àwọn kan ní nǹkan táwọn kọ pé mi ò gbé jáde ẹ ò listen sí mi ẹ fẹ́ kí n listen sí yín èmi sọ pé ẹ lọ ka dọ́kúmẹ̀ntì yẹn then when next ẹ ti pẹ̀sẹ̀ pé ibí yìí o kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ níbí yìí ẹ béèrè then ṣé àmọ́ pé nínú ìbéèrè yín gan ó lè ní nǹkan tí Dr. Fapounda ń sọ fún wa wípé òun kò ń sọ̀rọ̀ ipò and that is kind of person that mo like ẹ rántí nígbà tí bàbá wa Ayologe tán wà ní YSDM wọ́n fà mí tì pé kí n máa bọ̀ ní rárá lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ tí mò ń sọ fún yín kíní ọ̀rọ̀ region mi ò sí nínú kọ̀kọ̀ èmi like máa lọ máa study máa ṣiṣẹ́ lẹ́yìn but tí n bá lọ lé báyìí sẹ̀ èmi ń sọ fún yín nǹkan tí mo rí tí n bá lọ lé bí mo ṣe wà yìí tí n bá dé airport tí mo gbé kámẹ́rà mi tí mo sọ pé no this is not how it should be we need to go back to our region àwọn bàbá tó kó wa papọ̀ kò sẹ́ni tó máa kọjú ìbọn sí mi àwọn ọmọ tí mo máa mobilize ẹ̀ ń gbà yẹn ọkàn wọn á balẹ̀ wọn ò ní sọ pé ẹ̀sà tán bá gbé wọn báwọn ni pé mọ̀ àwọn nǹkan kankan wà tó jẹ́ wípé èèyàn máa lò but mo fẹ́ kẹ́ rántí pé without grassroots bàbá Fapounda without grassroots kì í ṣorí fóònù without the mobilizing from the grassroots a ò lè ṣe o because àwọn mọ́sìs tẹ́ báwo lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí ẹnìkan gbé ọkọ̀ ẹ̀ wá sí sáìdì ibì kan níbi Ogun State òkò náà fi lé padà lára jíìpù tẹ́ lọ́ra yẹn òkò náà fi lé padà so but tá bá rírú ẹ̀ tá move dáadáa mo fẹ́ bẹ̀ yín ìmọ̀ràn tẹ́mi fẹ́ bẹ̀ yín nìyẹn àti wípé a ó tún mú yín wá sí orí ètò yìí ní agbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run àjíǹde ara máa jẹ́ bàbá kò ní rẹ̀ yín lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run kàkà kó rẹ̀ yín ẹ̀ ń mú rẹ̀ rodò ó dàbọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa ẹ ṣé ojú
Thank
òní
you.
tì wá
Thank you.
nítorí pé ojú kì í ti náà alẹ́ ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi gbogbo um, ibi tí mo bá fi ṣẹ̀yìn ẹ má fi ṣe ìbínú ìdí ni wípé ọmọ Yorùbá ni mí èmi ò ṣiṣẹ́ fún personalities mo ń wo ọ̀nà then Nàìjíríà erin ńlá ni o erin ńlá ìwọ tó lè gejẹ létí ìwọ tó lè bújẹ níwò ìdí ìwọ tó lè fi abẹ́rẹ́ gun nímú ìwọ tó lè bẹ́ sórí ẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ kó ṣáà ti ṣe kíni kó ṣáà ti yé pa àwọn èèyàn wa bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni èmi á máa lọ báyìí ọ̀dúndún yìí rèé ọmọ asọ̀dẹ̀dẹ̀rọ̀ mo ń lọ lónìí ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá sọ pé kí ẹ wá mi kó má wá òòjọ́ tẹ́yí tí o bá forí sàpáta òòjọ́ náà lẹ́wọ́ ara rẹ̀ bàjẹ́ ó dàbọ̀.